Well, for today's escape to the country, I've been given a real treat. As an archaeologist, there aren't many ancient sites in this country that I've not visited, but this is one of them. To give you a clue as to where we are, it sits on top of a hill, and it's alongside one of the most important ancient trade routes, not just in Britain, but in Europe. So, what is it, and where are we? Well, join me in just a few moments, and I'll tell you. On today's show, I help a couple of house hunting novices buy their first home together in the countryside. Along the way, they're sizing up some huge rooms.
This is an ensuite bathroom.
Gorgeous, his and hers.
Yeah, well, look at it, yeah.
Although at times they do feel the pinch.
I do like having the dining table right next to the kitchen, but I worry just a little bit in terms of the size.
However, they've certainly got the measure of the property market. I wonder if you've been doing a bit of quiet research on the side, because you're spot on.
Yeah, come on. Is that right?
Well, today we're in Oxfordshire on the Ridgeway National Trail, and these are the remains of the Neolithic long barrow at Wayland's Smithy. 5,500 years ago, our ancestors built this as a tomb, but its name comes from a much later period. The Saxons thought it was the home of the smith god Wayland. It's thought that travellers using the Ridgeway would bring their horses here, pop a silver coin into one of these holes in these great sarsen stones, whistle a tune, walk away, and by the time they came back, their horse would be shod. Now, whether it's true or not, I wouldn't like to say, but whichever way you look at it, it's a cracking story. Oxfordshire is bordered by a number of counties, including Berkshire to the south and Warwickshire to the north. Landlocked it may be, but its heritage is very much defined by its waterways. From the late 18th century, the Oxford Canal was an important trade route, transporting coal from Coventry into Oxford itself. However, for many of the 9.5 million visitors to the city these days, its industrial character is obscured by the impressive academic buildings which dominate its centre and chart the university's 800-year-old presence here. Awe-inspiring architecture is a running theme throughout the county. Take, for instance, Blenheim Palace, whose origins date back to the early 1700s and is now recognised as a World Heritage Site. More modest but no less beautiful are the well-preserved residences in rural villages such as Fringford and Bletchington. They perfectly encapsulate what many consider to be a dream home in the country. Now, at £387,300, to be precise, the cost of your average detached property here in Oxfordshire is a cool £132,000 above the national figure, which begs a question: what do you get for all that extra expense? Well, the answer is simple. Take it from me, despite the gloom, there is some beautiful countryside here and some wonderful property to match, and of course, great transport links to the rest of the country, and in particular, into London. There are hot spots, of course, around the Oxfordshire-Berkshire borders, and East Hendred and Ardlington are also villages that are highly sought after. But the good news is that wherever you look in this county, there are some gorgeous properties on the market. Take this charming 17th century cottage priced at £345,000. It's thought to be one of the oldest buildings in the village of North Stoke. It's often said that good things come in small packages, and this Grade 2 listed property is certainly a gem. The sitting room is full of historic character, whilst the bespoke kitchen adds a more contemporary feel. Upstairs, the 2 bedrooms provide a cosy retreat. £430,000 would buy you this 4-bedroom thatched cottage in the village of Uffington. The living areas retain many of their 17th century features, and the bright open-plan kitchen is a great modern addition. Outside provides a 1/4 of an acre of gardens. Or if your budget can stretch a little bit further, how about this 4-bedroom property in the village of Long Whitnam? Formerly 2 cottages knocked into one, it includes a farmhouse kitchen and a comfortable open-plan living room and is on the market for just under £450,000.
So as you can see, the architecture is as captivating as the countryside here. So let's meet today's buyers and find out what they're looking for and why they think Oxfordshire could be their new home.
Steve and Nikki met in Dublin 3 years ago and currently rent a 2-bedroom apartment in the city centre.
We met through 2 mutual friends. They set us up on a date and we went out. They were dating at the time. They no longer are, we still are.
Now Steve's job with a telecommunications company has brought him to Newbury, and South African-born Nikki will be leaving her job as a marketing manager.
We've always lived in city centres. Living in the city has been good fun, but now I think we wanted just a bit more space. You know, it just has that feeling of more of a home than a sort of a temporary kind of apartment.
Enjoying the freedom of the countryside is familiar to both of them and forms many of their childhood memories.
I spent a lot of my holidays growing up in North Wales, so I think I've always longed to go back to that.
Living in the city is that it's actually, you feel a little bit claustrophobic versus that of South Africa, so I miss the open air and the space that you actually get when you're out and about.
This will be the first house our city dwellers have bought together, but for Nikki, it will also be the first time she's lived in the UK. However, she appears to already have a thirst for the culture.
Just finding a really great village, so you do get that nice community feel. I think English pubs are great fun.
I think we've decided just south of Oxford, and the reason for that is it's got pretty good transport links into London.
And as far as the property goes, they've got some clear criteria on their wish list.
For me, lots of natural light is key, so high ceilings, big windows, really nice kitchen diner. So Stephen absolutely loves to cook. I haven't really got the bug just yet. He's hoping I will.
They also hope they'll be able to devote more time to their outdoor sporting pursuits.
I do a lot of tennis, golf and football, but probably tennis will be the first game I kind of pick up again.
Well, I've recently started Bikram yoga, so I'd love to find a Bikram yoga studio quite close to where we're living. But also would love to pick up horse riding and starting to run again.
Well, they obviously have a vision of the lifestyle and property aspirations they hope to fulfil with this move, but of course finding the right home in the perfect location depends on the amount of money they have to spend.
The maximum budget for the move is £800,000.
Mindful that Steve will need to drive to Newbury in Berkshire for work and that they also want to have access to Oxford for the odd night out, we'll be focusing our house search on the villages towards the southern part of the county. I caught up with our buyers to discuss the finer details of their move.
Well, Steve, Nikki, welcome to Oxfordshire. This is the first time you have lived in the UK. So what do you want?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me coming from South Africa is lots of natural light. Lots of big windows, open plan living, outdoors. Looking for a garden, probably not the biggest of gardens.
Given Nikki likes open living, we'd like something that has an old feel to it in terms of the building, but inside is a bit more modern.
Approximately around about 4 bedrooms. Definitely bathroom en suite would be a bonus.
And we like entertaining, so I think that probably the most important room in the house is going to be the kitchen diner.
Now, I know that for both of you, a sense of community is important, and a village, obviously, is going to be key to that.
You know, good people make places, so we just want that community feel.
Well, we've got 3 fantastic properties to show you, including, of course, our mystery house, so who knows what that's going to involve in this glorious county. Let's go see what we can find you.
Great.
Follow me.
For a top budget of £800,000, Steve and Nikki are looking for a detached 4-bedroom house that is located in a lively village. They've specified a spacious kitchen diner for when they entertain, a large light open plan living area, but with character features. Outside, they want a manageable garden that'll suit their needs. We have selected 3 fantastic properties for them to view, but I won't reveal their price tag until the end of each tour. And as ever, we'll end with the mystery house, which comes with compromise attached. With location at the top of the agenda, we're kicking off our house search just over 16 miles from Oxford in East Hendred. Set in the Vale of the White Horse, the village is home to numerous historic buildings, including cottages with cruck beams dating from the 14th and 15th centuries, as well as thatch properties. Since being part of community life is important to Steve and Nikki, we're taking them to find out more about the village's activities and amenities from Martin and Louise Johnson, the owners of the local shop.
Hi, chaps. How are you? Louise, nice to see you. How are you? Our two escapees here, Nikki and Steve, are looking for community. If you were coming in from outside, would you say this was a good place to start?
I would say this is a great place to start. We have two churches.
2 schools, 3 pubs,
3 pubs, very important.
a vineyard,
Yes,
a shop
our own vineyard.
and a village post office. On top of that, we've got just about every organisation and society you can think of. We've got a local amateur dramatic society, there's every sports complex you can imagine, bowls green, football, cricket, it's all here.
Well, we must push on and see if you like house number 1. Yeah?
Brilliant.
Shall we? You never know, we might see you later.
Lovely.
Right.
Thanks.
OK, thank you.
Now we've been given the lowdown on the community, I'm hoping they'll be impressed by the house, which is just a short walk away in a central village location.
Well, there you are. That's what we're going to tempt you with for our first property. What do you think?
Looks interesting, looks nice.
Looks nice.
It's beautifully presented. It's got a lovely symmetry to it, I think. That's what's really nice about it.
And it has attractive windows.
Very nice. There's lots of light in here. That's what you think of the inside, yeah?
Brilliant.
Built back in 1800, this substantial red brick property has been tastefully renovated and, as they'll see, retains its character features, but with modern living very much in mind.
Right, in you come. Grab the door, Steve. Let's start in here. Come on, Nikki. What do you think?
It's a nice sized kitchen.
Isn't it?
Yeah, good
Yeah.
kitchen.
But that's rather nice. The fireplace is original. The wood burner is quite something. I've never seen one like that before, but it gives you this nice division between the kind of business end of the kitchen and the everyday end of it.
And the beams are nice here in the kitchen.
I do like having the dining table right next to the kitchen, but I worry just a little bit in terms of the size. And if you could have a really nice
The
big
size
dinner
of the
party.
dining area, you mean? Yeah.
Well, we have a dining space in here, but in the main reception room next door, there's bags of room. So maybe you have a kind of posh dining end through here. Have a look.
Brilliant.
Take a look.
See what you reckon. How about this then? Loads of room. Look at it.
Really nice and spacious.
So maybe you can have a dining end.
Yeah.
Nice different aspects, and also makes the rooms, it gives it a divide without actually having a divide.
Good, right, let's continue this way.
There is also another option for a formal dining area just off the kitchen, if they wanted to use this light and spacious family room. Also on this floor is a large utility room, as well as a study and WC. Upstairs certainly delivers too, as they get the 4 bedrooms they asked for.
So you've got this lovely light landing, family bathroom in there, bedroom either side of us, currently children's rooms, but this would be yours.
It's lovely.
Yeah, suddenly now look, we've got upstairs, everything's coming to life,
Yeah, it's a nice room. Beautiful cupboards there.
Yeah, lots of built-in, which is great.
Fireplace.
Now, I know you wanted an ensuite. Are you familiar with the whole idea of what's known as a Jack and Jill bathroom? If you're in any doubt, let me show you what I'm talking about, because this is one. So it opens up into this little corridor, really, which gives you a shower room there and a loo, and then another gorgeous double bedroom.
Yeah. It's pretty much identical to the last bedroom, isn't it?
It's-
Same perspective, perhaps slightly bigger. That bathroom is interesting.
Different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Purely functional.
Let's finish off in the garden, and then we'll talk about the price.
Yeah.
You can take your first guess at what it might be. Come on.
We've intrigued them with the layout upstairs and the generous proportions carry on outside. There's around 1/4 acre of pretty garden with a patio area for alfresco dining, a large garage, and a couple of other country living essentials.
Down here, chickens. How about that? You've got the chickens and you've got some really nice
Vegetable patch.
raised
Yeah.
vegetable beds. In keeping with the style of the rest of the house, really, it's all pretty immaculate. And I know you didn't want a massive garden, but you do want some space,
Yeah.
let's be honest.
This is plenty big enough for what we need.
Well, let's have a think about how much this
Yeah.
slice of interest might cost you?
I would say, looking at the house, 750.
750.
But looking at the village, it might have to go up to around about 770.
I would say no more than 750.
I think your instincts are right. The nice thing is that this property could be yours for £725,000. Happy?
Very happy.
Yeah, you should be. I think it's a great price. Right then, off you go. Go and have a closer look, and I'll come and find you later on.
Thanks.
Brilliant.
At £725,000, this gorgeous period property in a beautiful and historic village is well under Steve and Nikki's budget, and along with plenty of curb appeal, it offers them a spacious kitchen diner, 3 reception rooms, 4 bedrooms, and a large, well-maintained garden which has a lovely area for entertaining.
My initial thoughts were, it looks practical, it looks well kept, it looks tidy, and it basically on the outside that was reflected on the inside. It just didn't have that sort of wow factor that says, you know, this is a house that you want to make your home.
I'd say my key issues would be the main bedrooms going into the road, as well as the key living areas actually facing out onto the road. I'd almost love to just lift the house up and turn it the other way around, and then it would be perfect.
Ah, here you are. All done?
Yes, all done.
Seen it all? What about those chickens? Come on, they must have been a selling point.
Really cute and really nice fresh eggs.
Chickens, vegetable patches.
See, look, we're
very
building the
country.
dream. Yeah, it's all good. I thought this was a really nice start overall. But there are 2 more to come, of course, including our mystery house. So who knows? Keep your minds open.
Exciting.
Running 77 miles between the dreaming spires of Oxford through beautiful countryside to Coventry flows the Oxford Canal. As one of the first British canals to be built between 1769 and 1788, it was originally used to carry coal down from Warwickshire. One section of the canal passes through the market town of Banbury. It's here that the historic Tooley's boatyard has been in continuous use since 1778 and is the oldest working dry dock in Britain. We arranged for Steve and Nikki to meet Matthew Armitage, one of the directors of the boatyard, to see how this historic site operates.
The boats we work on today are generally metal boats, and there are a variety of different types of boats, but they're all narrow boats here because we're on a narrow canal, being the Oxford Canal, which was one of the first to be built, so they actually built the locks narrow, so that's why they call them narrow boats, to fit through the narrow locks.
Steve and Nikki are going to have a go at some boat maintenance. Known as blacking, the wooden hulls of boats would be painted with tar in order to preserve them.
What they used to use was a mixture of tar and horse manure on the boat, and there was a right mixture of all sorts
Smells
of...
beautiful.
Yes, exactly. And that was all boiled up in a big vat outside and applied onto the boat. But the term blacking is really the fact of just painting it with the substances to turn it black.
The boatyard also has a forge which dates back to 1790 and is now a scheduled ancient monument.
So here we are, this is the forge, and it's very much a part of the boatyard itself. We used to work in conjunction with the wooden boat builders on site here.
So what do you make in the forge?
The most common item we make on the site is probably brackets and hinges and things like that on the site.
So custom
For the
made.
boat, yes.
Steve and Nikki are now going to try their hand at flattening out a piece of hot metal that could then be shaped to make a window latch.
You can see there, this is just one simple blacksmithing technique. You know, I don't think it's a bad attempt at the first go.
Thank you.
And
I will take that as a compliment.
Having gained an insight into the craftsmanship that's still practised here, they now have a chance to board one of the historic narrowboats and travel on this stretch of waterway, which has remained largely unchanged over the past 200 years. So now they've had a chance to navigate their way through this important part of Oxfordshire's heritage, we'd better steer a different course as we return to our property search. We continue our journey to Longworth. This pretty village is in a sought-after rural location, however, it's also within easy reach of Oxford and has good road links for Steve's drive to work. The church dates back to around the 13th century, and it has a couple of welcoming country pubs. In the heart of the village, yet still retaining a great deal of privacy, we find our second house, which, although it was built in the 1950s, has been heavily extended and refurbished to give it a real period feel.
There. Property number 2.
Very good.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
like?
I do like, yeah.
Very grand.
It's pretty grand, isn't it? It's not short of space.
Yeah.
It is beautifully presented, beautifully finished. The other thing is that the garden is all at the front,
Yeah.
effectively. But what we have got you is this nice secluded garden. So I suppose going back to South Africa, where you're used to that kind of gated style of living, maybe this will feel a bit more familiar. Who knows?
Home from home, yeah.
Home from home.
I think it looks good. I'm keen to see if it looks as good on the inside.
Let's do that. Follow me.
Well, we're off to a flying start with this one, which has a well-laid-out patio area just off to one side. Let's hope the style of the interior suits our buyers' tastes.
Let's start with this bit. What do you think, Nikki?
Really, really, really like that kitchen.
It's pretty special, isn't it? I mean, this is a very kind of grand arrangement for the wood burner. And what I do love about it is this panelling works really nicely, gives it something of a kind of Georgian feel, even though it's obviously a much younger building.
Yeah, that kitchen does look good.
It's
drawing us in.
Yeah, let's check it out. There you go. A much more manageable island as well, I think. you know,
Yes.
compared to property number 1.
Yes, nicely finished, nice sink. Island is the right size, it doesn't take over the
Yes.
room.
Yeah.
And I think this part is key, you know? It's light as well, which
Yeah.
is nice.
Yeah, I'd say this would be the centre of the house.
I
Although
think
we
you
haven't
would.
seen the rest. just
No,
yet.
well, the reception room is just through here, and I can imagine actually when you've had dinner, everybody drifting through to enjoy a glass of wine in here. There,
This is a really nice sized room.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good sized room, and you can get the settees around the fireplace, which makes it feel quite social.
Yeah. Good. Well, upstairs, plenty of space. You wanted 4 bedrooms, we've got you 5.
Okay.
Check these out, they're really nice.
Wrapping up the ground floor, there's a separate dining room, a large utility space and a WC. Overall, the main living areas have really impressed them, and as we move upstairs, I have a feeling the space here won't disappoint either. The 5 bedrooms consist of 2 beautifully decorated bright guest rooms, one of which has an ensuite. The third is smaller, but would fit a double bed, and there's also a shower room just off the landing. But we're heading straight to the master, which has some magnificent features.
Well, you guys get something of a suite. And that's the ensuite to the master suite.
Yeah, okay.
What
This
is-
is an ensuite bathroom.
Gorgeous. His and hers.
Yeah, well, look at it, yeah. 2 sinks, shower, nice little roll-top bath there.
Yeah, it's a nice bathroom. Very
And
nice.
it leads on this way. Over here, again, the panelling a real feature, not just of the house, but of course, but of this room.
Really nice warm room.
And there's such a lot of space. I mean, it's
Yeah.
enormous.
You know, all the bedrooms that we've seen are very kind of open, ceilings are reasonably high. It's
Yeah.
nice proportions.
I think this property is causing a little bit of a stir, isn't it?
Much more than the last one.
Interesting. Right, OK, well, let's pop downstairs and find out how much it's going to cost you.
Sure.
Who knows? Got any ideas? Start doing the sums.
There's more accommodation to be found above the large garage. A spiral staircase leads up to this light and airy double bedroom, which has its own WC. So now they've seen all the property has to offer, it's time to find out what they think it's all worth.
Oh, this kitchen, it is just gorgeous, isn't it? Who wouldn't want to spend time in here? Even if you didn't like cooking, you'd still hang around in here, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
So, how much do we think property number 2 is worth? Who's going to make me an offer? Steve.
Me to go first. I would probably say 750.
Might be a little bit optimistic, yeah. Madam?
I'm going to say 770 again.
This doesn't begin with a 7. This begins with an 8, and it goes £835,000. Now, yes, it is, of course, technically over budget, but the vendors know your budget, and so there is a conversation to be had.
Yeah, I mean, we have a bit of flexibility to go slightly over budget if we found the right house. I'm not sure at that price that this is the house.
Go and have a good old look around and a final explore. and I'll catch up with you later.
Great.
See you
Off
then.
you go. Right.
On the market at £835,000, it is above their top budget, however the vendors are open to offers. It's a grand country residence, finished to an exacting standard and delivers the space that Stephen Nicky requested. Its selling points include a huge kitchen diner, a spectacular sitting room with feature fireplace and 5 bedrooms. Outside gives them a private and manageable garden, and it's located in a sought-after village with good road links for Steve's work.
Absolutely love the master bedroom. I think it's beautiful, but I think the big winner in this one is that open-plan kitchen and living area.
I'd say as pleasing as it was on the inside, outside it just lacked that little something. But really nice on the inside, but too overpriced, I think, for what we get.
Ah. Well, while you've been hard at work, taking it all in, I've
Can
been
we join
relaxing.
you?
Yeah, do. Jump on.
Looks kind of funky.
As garden seats go, this is a first, a swinging sofa. It's got to be one of the ideas you take away from this house, if nothing else.
Extremely unique.
Extremely unique, extremely comfortable. Too comfortable, in fact. Right then, let's get going, shall we?
I'm scared I'm not going to get out of here.
Come on. Up you get. Right.
As the sun sets over the Oxfordshire skyline, the first day of our property hunt draws to a close. With a substantial budget of £800,000, Steve and Nicky want to quit apartment living in Dublin city centre and buy their first home together in Oxfordshire as Steve begins a new job. So far, there's been a lukewarm response to House 1, a 19th century cottage, but a fabulous kitchen diner in Property 2 got temperatures rising. However, our mystery house might get the most positive reactions yet.
So are we almost at a wow?
This has got to be there or thereabouts, I'd say.
And I revisit the golden age of Oxfordshire's railway heritage.
Well, as we head into our final day, it's perhaps worth reflecting on what happened yesterday during day 1. Now, when it comes to house hunting, it's often said that it's as much about knowing what you don't want as what you do. But when it comes to Nicky and Steve, I'm not sure that I'm yet any the wiser. We started with a classic Victorian and finished it off with the stylish renovation of what was, relatively speaking, a new build, but still there were no wows. So for our mystery house, it's clear we're going to have to pull all the stops out. So in time-honoured tradition, let's try them with something different.
We're hopping over the county border into neighbouring Berkshire for our mystery house to the historic village of Compton. This lively community, with its variety of period buildings, offers all the necessary everyday amenities, including a pub, one of the demands on Steve and Nicky's wish list.
Well, I gather there's been much speculation overnight as to what our mystery house might be. What are the current conclusions?
I think the current conclusions are we don't really know, but if we had to guess, it's usually something different, maybe an old school, a barn conversion, an old church, an old mill, something a little different is what we think.
Well, the options are endless, aren't they, really? We'll have to wait and see. I think it's a good one, actually. Who knows, do you think we'll get a wow today?
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Nicky doesn't give wows very easily, but you never know.
Well, they're certainly on the right lines. We are indeed off to see a barn conversion.
Well, at last the wait is over. And you were guessing that we had you a barn conversion. Well, that, of course, is what is on offer. What do you think? How do we feel about barn conversions?
I love barn conversions. I think they really do the nice open plan living.
Well, this one is light, it's open plan, but it's not cavernous as some of them can be. So it's quite intimate, but there's lots of space to play with with this one. This one is currently unfurnished. There's nothing in it at all. It's going to be interesting to see, what you might do with it and how you might use the space, because there's a lot of it.
Well, we need to buy some furniture to start with.
You're going to need to buy quite a lot to go in here.
Yeah.
So I think we should get out the drizzle and go and have a look.
Absolutely.
Come on then.
As we go in, the first thing to flag up is that the barn is attached behind, which I know our buyers were keen to avoid. However, the conversion 3 years ago stripped it back to its bare bones, and its redesign should be ideal in terms of giving them their modern, airy interior.
What I thought we'd do is start with the main event, which is this room here. What do you think? Yeah, we like?
The smile says it all, yeah.
Doesn't it just? Yeah.
What a great wall that is.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, really lovely.
I think a really, really nice cosy lounge around that log burner is a
So
definite
something over here that would effectively kind of divide the room into kind of cosy living.
I think that would make sense, yeah. It's a good start. Great first room.
Great first room, hooray! So are we almost at a wow?
This has got to be there or thereabouts, I'd say.
Let's have a look at the kitchen. It's back through here. There. Lovely, clean, slick, ready to go.
Nice kitchen.
Now, in fairness, it's not the biggest kitchen we've been able to show you over the last few days, but it does have the potential to be made bigger. Above that cooker hood, there is a steel beam. The idea being that you could actually remove that wall and open it right out into the living space.
I kind of think that room is big enough already. I wonder if you knocked it through. It's just it's going to be huge.
Let's continue. Back across here.
We're going to retrace our steps across the main living room to explore one of the bedrooms.
Now, also on the ground floor, you've got one of the 4 bedrooms, which could be a master bedroom if you so wish. There's its ensuite, which I think you'll agree is pretty
It's lovely.
pretty good. Yeah.
It's nice, really nice.
And then we've got the rest of the room here. So the issue is, I suppose, are you happy with having a master bedroom on the ground floor?
I think traditionally we'd prefer an upstairs.
But as a guest room?
Great guest room, great bathroom, that.
Yeah. And they've got access too, through their own sort of patio doors out to the garden, really.
I guess the other bedrooms presumably are upstairs, are they?
They are upstairs.
Stairs which I haven't spotted yet.
No, come and have a look. The stairs are right round the corner.
There's one other bedroom down here, and it's located at the front of the property off the main hallway. As we make our way up the oak staircase to the first floor, we'll find 2 other bedrooms, both of them en suite.
This is the thought. This could be your master, but if you wanted to make that an ensuite, all it needs is a door across the landing, and you'd have a dressing area then to go with it.
Yeah, I like this room.
It's great, isn't it? The vaulting is terrific. And this, again, gives you that sense of being in a barn.
Space as well.
Yeah. Let's finish off in the garden, and then you can give me your best estimates as to what the mystery house may set you back. Come on then.
I'm glad they're appreciating the space and potential provided by our mystery house. To the rear, there's a lovely lawn with far-reaching views over the Berkshire Downs. But time now to see if they're keen to buy into this proposition.
Now, we haven't had a chance to see this view of it yet, but if you wanted a lovely image of a converted barn, there it is.
It's really, really pretty from the outside. Proper barn conversion, so it looks really nice. The only concern is you can see your neighbours, so it's not a freestanding.
Everything has its compromises. Yeah, really.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't really thought about the neighbours, to be honest. I'm still focused on the house. This is a little different.
Okay. Well, let's see if the price is any different. What would you expect to pay for our mystery house?
I would probably say 800,000.
Yep.
I'd probably say 745.
I wonder if you've been doing a bit of quiet research on the side, because you're spot on.
Yeah, come on. Is that right?
Yeah, this is on at 745.
Oh, brilliant.
Right then, well, let's get you inside, out of this rain, and let you explore a little further. Come on.
Comfortably under budget at £745,000, our mystery property gives our couple a lot of house for their money. It provides them with a huge open-plan living area with exposed beams and a wood burner, as well as a spacious fitted kitchen. Of the 4 double bedrooms, 3 have en-suites. What's more, it's all wrapped up in a great location, as it's set in the heart of the Berkshire Downs, but with a village community close by.
It looks good when you approach. On the inside, it's really well appointed. Great reception room for entertaining, which is what we were after. I didn't probably realise I like barn conversions as much as I do now that I've seen this one. So yeah, it's made quite an impact.
I must admit, I absolutely love the Mystery House. The biggest concerns for me are obviously the fact that it's not detached, so you have your neighbours next door. However, when you look outside at the views, you don't actually feel like you're being overlooked by neighbours. So I have to have quite a few big chats with Stephen, I think.
After you, sir. Madam.
you.
Thank you.
Well, who'd have thought it? Our house tours are now over. It's gone by in a flash.
I really enjoyed it.
Has it been useful, though? That's the key thing.
Definitely. It's been, we've seen 3 very different places, and I think the diversity of the 3 has sort of pushed us towards knowing what we want. And that's no bad thing.
I wonder, do you know what you want? Let's get you somewhere where you can have a good old think about it, and we'll catch up with you after that.
Great.
Historically, it wasn't just the canal networks that were used to navigate Oxfordshire's countryside. In June 1841, the iconic Great Western Railway line opened and ran through the county, connecting London to Bristol. It was the brainchild of the Bristol Railway Committee, who appointed Isambard Kingdom Brunel as its chief engineer. Brunel's great vision was that the line would link London to New York by train and steamship. I've come to the Didcot Railway Centre to find out more about the Great Western Society, which has played a key role in conserving this part of the county's transport heritage over the past 40 years.
What's the importance of this place in particular to the history of the GWR?
Well, Didcot is roughly halfway between London and Bristol was the destination that Brunel and the Great Western Railway was designed to go from London to Bristol to catch the steamers that went eventually over to the USA. There was a desire, though, to go towards Oxford, but it would be a branch line rather than take the main line to Oxford.
But it's fitting in a way that the museum here should be alongside the current main line at Didcot. I mean, every year, tens of thousands of people will pass through that station, but maybe few of them will realise just how important it was in the history of one of the most famous railway lines in the country.
We try and portray what the Great Western was all about in those glory days leading up to just after the Second World War.
I'm a huge railway enthusiast and can't wait to have a look around the museum, which houses the largest collection of locomotives from this railway company anywhere in the UK. First stop is a prime example of mid-19th century engineering in the form of this working replica of an early steam locomotive.
Well, this is a real sight, Roger. What a treat.
Yeah.
In engineering terms, is this where the GWR really begins?
Yeah, this is a replica of a Firefly locomotive as they were built in 1840, built for the Great Western Railway, the Firefly class. And these engines were doing roughly 56 mile an hour or up to 56 mile an hour in 1840.
Well, it's beginning to look like the sort of locomotive that we would all recognise. But 60 miles an hour, I mean, how comfortable would it have been?
Ah, well, do you want to come and sit in an 1840s carriage and sample it?
Is this it?
This is it, yeah.
It's just a cattle truck, isn't it?
It is. Fundamentally, it is basically a cattle truck with, bench seats.
Is this an original?
No, this is a reproduction.
This is a reproduction?
Yeah, but exactly as passengers in third class would have been carried in 1840.
You can see how broad it is compared to a modern train,
it's surprising, as you say, the 7-foot gauge from Brunel's decision made the carriages much more wider and arguably more stable, And, have a read of that, and that shows you what the Victorians...
What's this? From Mogg's Handbook for Railway Travellers. Oh, published in 1840. So the same date as the engine. Persons intending to travel by open carriage should select a seat with their backs to the engine, by which means they will avoid the ashes emitted therefrom, that in travelling generally, but particularly through the tunnels, prove a great annoyance. So the idea is that you get showered with sparks and fumes and...
that's right.
The GWR was nationalised in 1948, and it was soon after this that diesel engines replaced steam locomotives. The Great Western Society began collecting these redundant engines in the early 1960s.
This is one of our locomotives that's in restoration, a Saint-class locomotive that we're actually reconstructing back from another loco because none of these were actually preserved.
And what about the future for the museum, Roger?
We got lots of skills from the older generation which we must pass on to the younger generation if we want to keep, you know, the steam engines alive for the next 20, 30 years.
Well, Roger, thank you very much indeed. It has been a real treat to get a look at what you're doing here.
Yep.
And I have to say, best of luck putting that back together.
Thank you.
Well, as you can probably tell, I could very happily spend the rest of the day here, but like any good railway, we have a timetable to keep. So let's find out if Steve and Nikki have reached a decision. Well, let's just remind ourselves of the first property, that lovely Victorian bay-fronted cottage, which I had high hopes for.
I think one of the things about that property was the village was absolutely beautiful. I think one of the concerns, though, for me more so is the privacy. And you are on a road where your bedrooms and your living area is actually looked onto.
Yeah, there was good space. I think for us, I couldn't personally quite figure out how to use the rooms. The kitchen obviously was dominated by the island, and we couldn't see how we get some sort of more relaxing furniture into the kitchen.
Okay.
We didn't feel the love, Jules.
You didn't feel the love. Well, we hoped you'd find a bit more love with property number 2. Quite an interesting, I think, and stylish renovation.
We said we wanted houses with an open kitchen. You guys gave us a house with an open kitchen, and it was a really well-presented house, wasn't it? I think both externally and internally. But the house itself didn't quite work for us.
So we were learning all the way, but still creeping towards some kind of positive conclusion. Our mystery house was our final offering, of course. You were hoping for a barn conversion, I think, deep down.
I wish.
And that's what we got you. Really stylish property, I think.
Yeah, I think that, you know, house number 2 and number 3 were really well finished off. A great house. We just need to consider its location.
So, in terms of where we are now, where are we? I mean, is the mystery house our favourite?
I'd say definitely our favourite. Well, my favourite. Your favourite?
Yeah, I'd say the mystery house.
Probably carrying on looking for a couple of more barn conversions.
Ah, so we've whetted your appetite for the classic barn look. There are lots of options out there for you to explore. You are going to have to get a move on, but I do wish you all the very best of luck. It's been a real pleasure.
It's been absolutely great, thanks.
Well, in drawing today's escape to the country to a close, I thought we'd end where we started, on the Great Ridgeway National Trail. Now, as we said at the beginning of this show, this is one of the most ancient and important routes in Britain. For thousands of years, people have used it not just to cross the country, but also to settle in the landscape either side of it. Now, as for Nikki and Steve, clearly their journey has yet to be concluded, but hopefully now they are just a little bit closer to figuring out just what it is they want from their new home. And as for me, well, I'm going home, and it's that way. I'll see you next time.
If you would like to escape to the country in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland or England and would like our help, then please apply online at bbc.co.uk/Be On A Show.